She mentioned that her judgment would have been a lot better if she was not intoxicated, but she just needed someone to assist her with getting into bed. You could have just gone to bed without a bath. Hey guys, today we're gonna talk about an influencer named Wheelchair Rapunzel, also known as Alex Dacey. She got famous back in 2020 for making TikToks about what it's like to be disabled and showing her daily life. Wheelchair Rapunzel became famous for using social media to provide insight into her life with spinal muscular atrophy. Spinal muscular atrophy, SMA. So she does not have any type of mental disability. Her disability is fully physical and she has very limited ability. She is in a wheelchair and does not have full use of her arms and hands. I've seen some videos of her like cutting tomatoes and stuff. It's not super easy for her. So she made videos just showing what it was like. And a lot of people found her inspirational, which she was. However, she started to become a bit controversial when signs of her character defects started to pop up in her content. One of the first things that happened was she met a man on Bumble, fine, but he was in rehab when they met. Now, how you're in rehab and on Bumble at the same time, I know it can be done. I've been to rehab. I'm sober 9 years. And when I was in rehab, they don't let you have a phone, but it's real easy to get a contraband phone. But I'm just saying these are red flags. I wouldn't recommend dating me when I was in that phase of my life. I did have boyfriends in rehab at the time, but thank God I didn't have any babies by those men. But I digress. So this woman meets a man that's in rehab. He leaves rehab. I don't know how long they were dating before she got pregnant, but she did get pregnant. And so she starts going even more viral, showing what it's like to be disabled and being pregnant, giving birth, and caring for this newborn, which, fine. But she doesn't have the physical capacity to take care of this baby alone. But if you have a fully abled partner, that would be great. His name is Noah. But they broke up shortly after the baby was born. I found this on Reddit. They met on a dating app. Noah was in rehab and Alex just partied all the time. So it comes to find out that Wheelchair Rapunzel may have a bit of a drinking problem herself. And allegedly, she got Noah kicked out of rehab. Alex got pregnant like 3 months into their relationship. And they made a TikTok about it. Let me find it.
This boy on Bumble. We started talking on Snapchat and I found that he was in rehab.
So I moved into halfway, finally came over to her house, and then he had sex the next night.
I thought it was just gonna be a hookup, but I ended up really liking him. And then we became codependent and I got him kicked out of halfway 3 different times.
So the relationship started progressing, and then we started to get really close. And then one night I came here when I should have wore a condom, but I'm done.
And then I was like, oh my God, I feel weird. Let's take a pregnancy test. And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm pregnant.
So we moved out to Michigan. Now we are living here, so happy.
Oh, look, who am I to judge? We've all had messy relationships and maybe not all of us had babies under the best circumstances, but you put it out there, so I'm gonna judge a little bit, sorry. Fine, as long as you guys are staying sober and taking good care of this baby, fine, but do they? So the years pass by and Alex and Noah break up, and allegedly Noah's parents are the one taking care of this baby. The baby was born with no disabilities whatsoever, thank goodness. Now Alex keeps getting sober and she makes videos about that.
I am 8 days sober today. I feel so amazing and I just feel so thankful to have this opportunity, and I've been rebuilding my relationships and doing a lot of work on myself and journaling and reading a lot of different things in the big book about AA, and I have been pretty much detoxing just at my apartment. I haven't had any serious DTs or anything like that, and a lot of people have been worried about me detoxing without being in a medical detox, but
it's extremely dangerous to DT off alcohol.
No, I would say the worst symptoms I've had are just like not being able to sleep very good,
My hunger fluctuates, and I don't have the shakes, but I have had like the chills and like cold sweats. And I just want to say everyone has been so supportive and amazing throughout this entire process. And, I've made so many mistakes. I've done so many things that I definitely shouldn't have done. And, I'm trying to just keep moving forward and change and grow and evolve as the human being and the mom that I want to be. And in order to be a good mother, I need to show up for myself and take care of myself first, or else I'm not going to be able to take care of anyone else in my life. So thank you guys again. I feel very, very supportive and loved by this community, and you guys have really been a source of motivation for me. So thank you so much.
Okay, fine. You're sober, you're not sober, you're sober, you're not sober. Let's see what's going on with the baby and your baby daddy.
Things are really heating up in the battle between Alex Dacey and Noah Smith. Noah Smith has clapped back at Wheelchair Rapunzel, accusing her of revenge porn against him, and he has filed reports against Wheelchair Rapunzel for releasing this content without permission.
Wheelchair Rapunzel does have an OF, and allegedly she took content that they filmed together, video footage, and posted it there without his consent. And I don't know if they filmed it for this purpose, but they are broken up now, so she's just keeping all the revenue, allegedly, according to Noah.
On her OnlyFans,
she is illegally posting content of me and her on her OnlyFans to make money because she's reached the bottom of the barrel and can't. So now she's selling me without my permission videos of me. I mean, granted, yeah, I did film those videos with her, but like, I never told her to go and post those videos. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds like you guys did that as consenting adults together, and that was something that you wanted to do together, not meant for OnlyFans. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And so she's posting what's considered revenge. She's monetizing it, which should be even more legal. What have you done? So what have you done to try to stop that and restructure the OnlyFans?
And Noah is also saying that Wheelchair Rapunzel has apparently been committing disability fraud. She has not been reporting any income to the IRS. She has not.
I was gonna say, how do you commit disability fraud if you're disabled? So you're supposed to inform the disability people, the ones who give you your benefits, how much income you're making, and therefore they adjust how much to give you.
Taxes, is lying to the government in Illinois and still receiving disability benefits when she does not qualify for them, as well as food stamps. He is saying Alex essentially has been verbally, mentally, and emotionally abusive to him and is 100% denying the allegations against him. This is all coming out on the Dad Challenge podcast, where Noah was interviewed and has recently been released. This was filmed prior to this DV incident that occurred, but Noah is not holding back, and he is wanting to get, quote, justice for himself in order to obtain his parental rights to their shared daughter, Ari. Alex and Noah both have their GoFundMes still up and active. Alex has raised a decent amount of money and has raised her amount that she has for the goal on the GoFundMe. Once again, it started at $5 and went up to $9 and is now at $11,000. She uploaded a story to her Instagram, and it was a photo of her and Ari eating out at Cracker Barrel, and Noah also clapped back at her for that. Imagine asking people for money and being out to eat and drinking and wasting these people's money that is being donated to you in an emergency situation. And it's all becoming very messy. This is all very bad for their poor daughter. It seems like neither of them are really thinking about what is best for their child, but I want to know what you guys think about this down in the comments.
If you're committing tax fraud and disability fraud and all that, that's really bad. If you're not reporting your income to the IRS, to the disability committee people, that's bad. That's gonna come back to bite you. You get in serious trouble for things like that. This is a video that Alex made when rumors were circulating that she is not being a safe mother, that she's not taking proper care of this child, and this is what she had to say about that.
Hey guys, I am just hopping on here to clear up. I have some rumors and things being said on the internet. When you're a single disabled mom, people love to come up with assumptions about like what the scenario is. So I'm here to hopefully enlighten you on the truth. The other day on my Instagram stories, I was talking about how hard it is to be disabled and need caregivers, and how hard it has been for me as a disabled person living in Florida to hire reliable caregivers that are responsible. And I had to sleep in my wheelchair one night, which was obviously awful. And I do have my 2-year-old daughter back here with me, but I want to clarify this. I'm going to make it so clear. Ari is never with me by myself. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. Including sleeping. Ari is too young for me to be able to be independent with her. There's a nah here. But it is what it is. And I don't take her safety lightly, and she is never with me by myself. Ever.
Okay.
So for everyone online that's like, oh, I know, you're sleeping in your wheelchair and she's in her crib, with the little tent that I have on her crib. She has that tent on there because my daughter is taller than average, and she has been crawling out of her crib since she was probably 1.5 years old. The tent is not on there for me. It is for the safety of Ari, because she will crawl out of there for sure. And she has. That's why we started putting it on there.
Now, all this stuff may sound really terrible, but it's not even the worst of it. Wheelchair Rapunzel is being accused of lewd conduct with a 13-year-old because she asked him to bathe her. So allegedly what had happened was Miss Alex was on her way to her apartment. She was in the elevator, and there was a 13-year-old boy in the elevator with her. While she was in there, they struck up a conversation. During that conversation, she asked him if he would help her get into her apartment. And so he's like, yeah, he wants to be helpful. So he helps her get into the apartment. And then allegedly, once he gets in there, she asks him, will you help me get into the bathtub? According to the police report, the child felt really uncomfortable, but he thought, well, what would Jesus do? So he helps her get all the way undressed and help put her in the bathtub. And then she asks him to go get her a beer. And he does, but they won't sell him beer, of course, because he's 13. And during this time, the mom is trying to call him, and he's not answering for his mom. And then checks his location and finds out that he's in Alex's apartment. And she goes over there and finds all this out.
Wheelchair Rapunzel, aka Alex Dacey, has found herself in the midst of controversy again. This time, she was arrested on felony charges of lewd conduct involving a 13-year-old boy. Y'all, for those of you that don't know, Wheelchair Rapunzel has had allegations of mistreatment of her caregivers and exploitation of her child in the past. This time, though, it's way more serious. Earlier this year, Wheelchair Rapunzel had went to a bar. She came home intoxicated. While in the elevator, she met a 13-year-old boy and started small talk about the Florida school system. While the small talk was going on, she went even further and said, hey, can you help me get into my apartment? The boy went on and helped her get in. While there, she also asked him to help get her undressed and in the bath. He was very reluctant, but said he thought WWJD, what would Jesus do? So he helped her get into the bath. She then asked for him to get her a beer. The boy left the apartment, attempted to get beer, which he was unable to because of his age. He comes back up. He helps her get out of the bath, get dressed, and in the bed. While all of this is going on, the boy's mother is looking for him because she knows the father dropped him off at approximately 7:30. And she hasn't seen her son. So she's texting and starts searching the building for him when the boy finally answers his text. Mom goes down to Wheelchair Rapunzel's apartment, gets her son, they go back up. He doesn't initially tell what happens, but later on that night he says, hey Mom, this, and this happened. This outrages the mother. The mother immediately files a police report, and it was turned over to the Special Victims Unit, and Wheelchair Rapunzel, aka Alex Dacey, has been arrested. If convicted, she faces up to 15 years in prison, and she may have to register on the SMEX offender list.
I also have a question. I was reading right here on this GFM that is open and active. It says it's for the daily care of herself and her child. Am I wrong or am I right? But I thought her parents had custody of her child.
So in my opinion, as a recovered alcoholic addict, this girl is an alcoholic. Obviously, I can't diagnose you, but this evidence leads me to believe that she is an alcoholic. Mind you, I was an addict alcoholic in my addiction for more than 10 years. I never tried to get a 13-year-old to do anything with me. I stayed away from kids. I had no inclination to be near kids, be around kids, nothing. I even remember I was barely over 18. I was like 19 years old, and I was skiing with my other 19-year-old friend. And we were at a party, and a girl I knew was still in high school, and she was under 18, she was like 17, came in the room and asked if she could go skiing with us. Mind you, when I'm in that mood, I love to share. This was not about not sharing. My first inclination, even though I was heavily intoxicated, was no, you're a minor, get out of here. Now, should I have been at a party where minors were at? No, but it was at my house. And then my friend that was with us, like, oh, let's let her have, no. If she wants to go get into this on her own, she can, but she is 17. We are adults, she's not, and she cannot come with us. You can't sit with us. Go get, you know, if you want to go have a problem with Coke, go do it somewhere else. So anyways, just because you're already intoxicated, which she was because she was at a bar, does not mean that you're gonna slip up and ask a kid for help because that was who was there. No, 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 no. I never was around kids when I was on that stuff. I didn't want to be around anybody's kid. No kids, no minors. I was around dangerous people, sure, but I'm not gonna be talking to no kids. So that's no excuse, in my opinion, is what I'm trying to say. I do have the police report here. On 4/14/2025, Officer Gabriel responded to blank, the mother of the child, regarding information. I met with the mother who advised of a very unusual incident that occurred involving her son. This is so abnormal. Usually it's the people like wheelchair Rapunzel that are the victims of things because predators take advantage of people they see as weak. So for her to be the perpetrator, the police were probably like, how do we handle this? The mother grew concerned when she noticed her son had not come home. The father dropped off the 13-year-old at the front of the apartment. And so the kid was going upstairs in the elevator at the same time as Alex to go to his house where his mom lives. And 7:30 comes and goes, it's 8 o'clock, it's 8:30, and she's like, where's my kid? So the mom checks the location on the iPhone and finds out that he is in the apartment 308. She gets her son and is like, let's go, what are you doing? And then once they get back to the apartment, the son slowly but surely starts to describe what happened. The child told his mom what he had to do, which upset her, and she notified the authorities. The child told her that Alex asked if he could help her take a bath, which he obliged and helped her undress and enter the tub. He then waited until she was done and helped her get out of the tub. He then had to make her bed and help clothe her. When the mother heard this, she became upset as she mentioned what type of person would ask a minor to help them take a bath. I then spoke with the child. It should be noted that he was alone and his mother was not within earshot of the conversation. The child explained that he got home around 7:30, made his way to the elevator. Where Alex entered the elevator, she began making small talk, asking what the Florida public school system was like and how old he was. He replied. He was then asked if he was able to assist her with getting into her apartment. He agreed and found that request to be rather unusual, but asked himself, what would Jesus do? With minor hesitation, Blank helped Alex and helped her into the tub. While there, he advised that he did not look as it would be disrespectful, but Alex made another unusual request as she asked if he could get her a beer. Confused by the request, he told her that he is 13. He advised that he didn't want to make it seem like he was not being helpful, so he went down to Velvet, the bar downstairs that Alex was just at, I think. So he went down to the bar and asked, and they obviously did not give him alcohol. When he went back up, he then helped her out of the tub and proceeded to help her dress for bed, make her bed, and put on a mask that assisted her with sleeping. At which point his mother was knocking at the door demanding that he go back home and that the woman should be ashamed of herself for asking a minor to do these things. The officer then spoke with Alex, who advised that she did not mean any harm to the child or his mother. Alex stated that she has a lot of issues obtaining a state nurse who works around the clock. She advised that her roommate is usually there to help, but with her roommate's new engagement, she is almost never home. Alex stated that she saw this opportunity to have someone help her get to bed, so she took a chance to ask for help. Alex advised that Blank was nice and helpful and that she was intoxicated at the time. As she stated, she came down from the bar. She mentioned that her judgment would have been a lot better if she was not intoxicated, but she just needed someone to assist her with getting into bed. You could have just gone to bed without a bath. You weren't gonna die because you didn't have a bath. When questioned about the purchase of beer, Alex stated that if she asked if the child could use the Uber app to order beer for her, and specifically her, but when the delivery arrived, it was ginger beer. Okay. Due to the nature of the incident, the SVU detective was notified regarding the matter. Both Alex and the child advised that nothing happened. The child advised that he helped out in good faith as he saw that she was disabled. There was no indication of prior messages between the two involved as Officer Campbell browsed through the phone history. The mother did sign on behalf of her son regarding Marcy Law for form and victim affidavit and pursuing prosecution pending investigation. Photos that Blank obtained were uploaded to Axon via a community link. All documents were... Okay. Did she have nefarious intentions? I don't know. Because this could be the beginning stages of grooming. Because when you are grooming a child, if you're a predator, you don't just immediately start with assault. You start with little things to build trust and get them to like you. So was this grooming? Was she attempting to get to know this child and one day in the hopes that it would lead to something more? I don't know. But this is inappropriate regardless of the intentions behind it. If this was a man exposing himself to a child, we would have no hesitation with labeling it lewd behavior and a type of assault on the child. So just because she's a woman, just because she's disabled, does not mean that she did not commit lewd behavior. Do I think she's gonna get charged, convicted of an SA crime? I don't think she will. I don't think she's going to get charged with an SA type of crime. I don't think she's going to be on the registry. She might get convicted of something like contributing to the delinquency of a minor, which is not an SA crime. You don't have to go on the registry for that. But all in all, this is pretty horrific. Obviously, this lady has a lot of problems. One thing that bothers me is that when women become moms and then they are not being good mothers necessarily themselves, but then them and the baby daddy break up, and then all of a sudden he's abusive, he's narcissistic, he's this, that, and the other. So she posts this video back in July talking about, "You look happier, thanks. I finally stood up for myself against my abusive ex and moved home with my daughter and sobered up." So you haven't sobered up because it's now August and you were drunk in an elevator with a teenager. And abusive, how you met him when he was in rehab and then let yourself get pregnant by him. You decided to make a baby with somebody who hadn't even been sober for a significant period of time, to get a job, to be stable, to get therapy for his trauma, because all of us addicts, everyone has some kind of trauma, but addicts and alcoholics, we gain more trauma during our addiction because we put ourselves in dangerous situations and bad stuff happens to us, so that's inevitable. So you want him to just become a father and a partner all quick and be good at it. Are you good at it? You are not. And now all of a sudden you're online calling him a narcissist and abusive. Mind you, I did not investigate Noah at all for this video because I mostly wanted to talk about what she's being charged with, but I did do research on her and nowhere did I find anything, any videos, pictures, or nothing about him hitting her or anything. There was a voice recording of them yelling at each other, and to me it did not sound like one was being meaner than the other. But anyways, you see it so often. Now that we broke up, now he's abusive and narcissistic. You were no prize either. I'm not talking about her physical disability. I'm saying as a person, your personality is no prize either. That's why you guys came together. If you had higher standards, you would not have picked somebody that was in rehab. If he had higher standards, he would not have picked somebody who got him kicked out of rehab and halfway houses. So clearly this girl has a lot of problems. I hope that the baby is okay. The baby's at least 2 by now. The baby is with somebody's parents. I don't know who, but she's been arrested and charged and she's facing jail time. So I'll keep on this story to find out what happens with her legal issues. Like I said, I do think it'll get pled down to some kind of misdemeanor, like contributing to the delinquency of a minor, inappropriate conduct, like the same as if, let's say I'm 21 and I give my 16-year-old sibling a beer. that kind of inappropriate conduct with a minor where it's not. But we shall see. What do you guys think of what she did? Do you think she needs to go on the registry for this? Or do you think that it should be pled down?
This is a great question. So once someone is charged, a court will often go ahead and set a jury trial date. That doesn't mean that that won't change. So as of right now, there is that November jury trial date. Here's what her docket looks like. As you can see, on August 19th was the arraignment. On September the 5th, there is a hearing for change of plea. I don't know if that is something that she has set. We will have to see. Then on October 30th is a calendar call, which is most likely to go over all of the last minute stuff for the jury trial. And then on November 11th, we have the jury trial scheduled. Again, different cases, different jurisdictions, different judges like to move their docket at different paces. Some judges like to move their dockets extremely quick. It looks like this might be one of those judges. There's still the chance that the prosecution, the defense could request like a extension of time or something to change. This is just what's on the docket for now, and that still could change.
Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching.